Hey, what's up, U.S. history class? Welcome to today's lesson. And it's Tuesday, September 29th. Did you know that on this day in history, in 1932, a 5-day work week was established for the workers at General Motors, the car company in Detroit? And this is an example of something related to this unit that we're going to talk about, is that labor unions have had an impact that affect us today. As you hopefully know, the synchronous classes are going to begin on Thursday. So be there on time. It's going to be live. There's our start time. So I'm pretty strict about the attendance. And so hopefully I'll see you there right on time. Now, I wanted to talk about yesterday's work, Monday's work that was due last night at 11:59. If you haven't done this, get it done as soon as possible. I really need this stuff. First of all, for Edpuzzle, just a short video to watch. Mostly I want to get you signed up with Edpuzzle because I'm going to use that a lot for you guys to share information with you and have you guys watch videos and answer questions. So let me know if you're having any issues with that, but there's going to be more Edpuzzle coming soon. There was the Google form. I'm going to go over some of the results from that in just a second. It was a get to know you kind of thing. Thank you for everybody who did that. And then there was also a short Flipgrid video that I wanted you to make, and I've managed to watch several of them, not all of them yet. I'm going to work my way through those in the next few days. The one that I gave as an example there, you might have noticed, was the one that it was the one that I made for my freshman when I was teaching Edge a couple of weeks ago. So if you're like, wait, why is he saying his teaching partner is Mr. Orr? That's because that was for a different class, but it's the same information basically. And then I've checked your exit tickets too. I put that you did yesterday. Now I do put little grades in the grade book for all of these things, so make sure you get them all done, and you'll see those popping up in Infinite Campus. One of the things I asked in the survey about the Get to Know You was who were your previous teachers? And as you can see, it's kind of spread out all over the place. I wasn't teaching this class before, and now I am, and I've inherited students a lot from Mr. Kruger, many from Mr. Bierman and Mr. Sass and Ms. McIntyre, Ms. McQuillan, a few, and some from Mr. Medina and Clem. And so we're coming from all over the place. So we're gonna be able to start at the same place though with Unit 2, but I'll talk more about that kind of stuff, including how the grades are going to transfer on Thursday. I'd also asked you about any kind of tech problems you were having. Here's a couple answers I got. One person said, sometimes my computer just shuts off and acts kind of slow. I asked this question because we all have some tech problems. It never works out perfectly, does it? So if it's happening to you, don't feel bad. It happens to almost everybody. This person put, my computer's CPU is being eaten up by Zoom, which I thought was just kind of a funny image. And then this was my favorite response. The old computer, it's very slow. I know for a fact a 2003 Honda Pilot runs faster than my laptop. Thanks for your responses. We're all in this together. Sometimes my technology fails too. So if I all of a sudden drop out of class, hang out for a minute or two and I should be back in. Today's objectives is for you to complete those tasks from yesterday if you haven't already. Very important. I want to get all those in from you. It helps me to get to know you. And that's so important. I can't emphasize enough. I'd rather be in the classroom with you guys. But the Flipgrid is great for seeing your face and starting to get to know your personality a little bit. So thanks for doing those Flipgrids and the Google Forms, so I can start to put together this class. Now we're also going to start Unit 2, which is called The Gilded Age and the Progressives. And I'm also going to talk about tomorrow's asynchronous lesson for Wednesday. So today's tasks are to watch this video, and I'm hoping it takes about 12 minutes. And then really quickly, we're going to define the captain of industry and robber baron. These are two of our vocabulary words for this unit. And you're going to make a blank T-chart that you're going to use for tomorrow's independent lesson on Wednesday. And then there's a slideshow that I want you to watch called The World's Richest People. And as you go through, it's a lot of visual stuff. As you go through that, I want you to come up with 2 questions. I mean, you'll probably have 100 questions as you look at that. So come up with a couple questions and input it into the exit ticket Tuesday 9/29. Everything in Schoology, and it's in the Unit 2 folder, the yellow one. Well, I want to introduce this unit that we're going to start in history. You guys just finished up with like westward expansion, Reconstruction before that, and I know you guys went kind of quickly through that. We're in the same kind of time period, the late 1800s to the early 1900s. And oh, my cat's coming in. If you hear meowing, that's because I have a very loud cat. This time period is called the Progressive Era, also known as the Gilded Age. But those have 2 kind of different meanings. Gilded Age means covered in gold, like literally gilded means covered in gold. And so as that visual shows, it was a time when some people were making a lot of money in industry. And it's a time when people were also sort of reacting to that in different ways, including people we call the progressives, who were, here we see women suffragists who were fighting to get the right to vote. And so this time period, late 1800s to the early 1900s, is what we're going to be looking at for the next 5 weeks. Well, the first thing that you're going to do for me for this unit is, I guess it's actually the second thing, since I'm having you guys look at the wealthy people of today slideshow. That's to kind of connect to the wealthy people of the Gilded Age. Now, here's 4 famous 19th century industrialists you see around there, like J.P. Morgan is this guy, and then this guy over here is Carnegie, who is in the steel industry, John D. Rockefeller down here in the oil industry, and Cornelius Vanderbilt in the railroad industry. These guys rose to the top of each of their industries to dominate the market and create monopolies often and became fabulously wealthy. And so if we see these people in a positive light, we can call them captains of industry. Now, this is a very important term for this unit. In fact, I'll tell you right now, it's going to show up on the unit final exam. This idea of, were they captains of industry or robber barons? Well, if you see them in a positive light, then you can call them captains of industry. These guys, were steering the ship. They were captains of industry. And if they're seen in a negative light, we could say that they were robber barons. That sounds like they're stealing stuff. And a baron is like an old kind of noble class people from Great Britain. So a robber baron has this idea of like somebody who's rich but is kind of stealing their wealth. And so each one of them has positive things about them and negative things about them, and we're going to be exploring that with these guys, these industrialists. Now, the homework that you're going to do for tomorrow's lesson is you're going to watch this 21-minute video called Men Who Built America. And it's all about this guy, Cornelius Vanderbilt. This is the first episode of it's like a History Channel documentary thing. And you're going to make a T-chart for Cornelius Vanderbilt with captain of industry on one side and robber baron on the other. Now, he was a railroad man, a railroad baron. So he got rich, fabulously rich, actually, by controlling railroads. And so as you watch that video, drop in there good things that he did for America that we could consider him a captain of industry. And on the other side of your T-chart, bad things he did to rise to the top. All right. So then today's task, you're watching the video, got that done. Will be done very soon anyway. We just defined captain of industry and robber baron. Go ahead and make a blank T-chart on your own paper for tomorrow's lesson and be prepared to share that for tomorrow. On Thursday when we come back in. And then there's the slideshow that I want you to watch. And this is about the world's richest people today. So we're going to try to connect, some of the richest people from the 19th century to the richest people right now in the 21st century. And you're going to drop that information into the exit ticket in Schoology. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for checking in. And if you got any questions, drop me an email. Synchronous classes on Thursday. And visit Schoology tomorrow morning to find Wednesday's work and all the links that you need for that. All right. Have a good day.